Hi there, welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be taking a look at Scratch, which is a programming tool that allows you to animate and create video games. And there's a downloadable version of this game and an online version of this. So if you want to, you can actually use this program at home or anywhere else with access to the internet. So this is really great. Um, to get started with Scratch, I recommend that you complete the tutorial on code.org. If you go to the main website, code.org, there's a section called Learn. And under here, there's something called Tutorials for Beginners. And there's this really fun tutorial called, Write Your First Programming Code or Program. And you're going to be playing as an Angry Bird. Make sure you watch the tutorials and go through the entire process. But before you even begin, you want to make sure that you sign in. And you should already have a Google account. So if you click on sign in, it'll allow you to sign in with your Google Plus account or your Gmail account. That's how you want to log in. Make sure you log out so you don't end up, someone else doesn't end up taking over your progress, so nothing gets overtaken with other people's information. So make sure you take a look at that. But this puzzle game is really great. It's simple and it's also somewhat challenging, and it's going to prepare you for the Scratch program that we're going to take a look at. So for example, the goal is to get this Angry Bird to hit this pig. So I'm going to give it two commands. I'm going to say, for example, if I say move forward once, the Angry Bird the Angry Bird will only move forwards one time. But if I use two move forward commands, it'll move forward two times. And it's very simple. So here's another one. We can count the steps and you can move forward one, two, three times. Okay. Run the program. I know it sounds very silly that you're playing a game, but the concept from these programming blocks is actually teaching you important concepts in programming. Very simple ways to think about it. So, for example, I need to get to the pig. So I'm going to move forward once, which is already there. I'm going to move forward again. I'm going to turn right so I can, well, let's say, for example, I don't. Let's see what happens. One, two. He doesn't do anything, but if I click the turn right option, he'll turn right, but I still need to use a move forward command. And you can see it highlighted. It's telling you the steps it's taking right here. And that's it. I really want you to go through that tutorial. And a couple of things is I might assign some other programming games for you to take a look at to give you more practice. And that will help you with Scratch. So we're here now at Scratch. And this, again, is an online program. Also, you can download it to your computer if you don't have access to the internet as well. But what you want to do first is join Scratch. It's going to ask you to create a username and password, enter your email address, and then you should be able to access an account. But I already have an account, so I'm going to go ahead and log into that right now. Okay. I'm going to click on Create, which is up here. And I'm going to give you a quick run through of this program, just the basic things about it. On the left hand side here is our stage. Think of the stage as where all the action happens. On this middle section here is information about our scripts, which is our programming languages. Costumes, which allows you to edit and modify whatever it is you're looking at, whether it's the cat or the sprite or a different object. We can also add sounds. So to keep this from being too confusing, again, on the right hand side is where we drag and drop our little programs. For example, if I wanted the cat to move to the right or be able to move, I would say when you click on the green flag, which means to start, I want the cat to move 10 steps. Once you put the program here, I can click the checkbox and you'll see the cat move. Okay. Now if you've gone through the tutorial, what if I wanted him to spin in a circle? Well, I can do a forever loop. And I can go to my motion. I'll say, well, let's have him move 10 steps and then turn 15 degrees. Let's see what that does. There he goes. And we can hit stop. So that is how the programming language on the right hand side works. Now if I don't put this little clicked option, nothing will happen, I think. Right, yeah, nothing's gonna happen if I don't do that. So to get rid of the code, I just drag it, left click, drag away. Now another thing is, maybe I don't like this cat, maybe I want to use a different sprite. And sprites are the little objects that you put into your video, into your program or animation. And if you're familiar with video games, they use things called sprites. That's the term for it. I'm going to click the delete option up here. There's a few options up here. For example, if you wanted to make the cat bigger, I would select the grow tool and click on the cat. It'll make it bigger. Or the shrinking tool, and it'll shrink it down. And there's a reason for it, if you're not sure. I can click on the cat to duplicate it, and I can select the clone tool again, and we can, let's see here, duplicate the cat again. So I'm just going to delete them and delete the cat. Now down here it says new sprite. If I click on the little picture there, there's a library of different sprites that are available for you to choose. So I'm going to pick this shark. I'm going to click on it, and then on the right hand side click OK. Maybe I want that shark there. Maybe I want to draw my own sprite, and there's let me go back there real quick. There's a little brush here, and if you click on it, it'll open up a program here, and you might say, well, why would you want this? Well, maybe you want to draw an object into your program. Okay. So I'm going to draw a car using some very basic tools, and these should be self-explanatory, I hope. Okay, let's say that's my car. It obviously doesn't look that great, but it doesn't matter too much for this example. So I have my car here. It then is put onto my library down here, which is great. I can also give it a name, which you should do. I'm going to call it car1, and click away a little bit there. I can also convert it to a vector, and it'll give me some more options here as well. Let's see. Okay, you can even flip the car, flip it down. You also want to, when you convert it to a vector, you're going to want to set a center point for the vehicle, and that's usually the center point, or actually the center point of any object you create. You can do that. Okay, so these are some basic tools to edit. You can play around with this to get a feel for it. I think this will allow me to change the color. Nope, doesn't. So you can play around with that and learn a little more about how to use that. Okay, so now I have my object on my screen here, which is good. What if you don't like the tool and you want to make your own? Or maybe you found something else, because the new library doesn't have a lot of options, right? Maybe you want to import your own. So you click the little folder that says upload, and I found this picture or this sprite of Pikachu from one of the Pokemon games, and you can find these online, and I can bring it into Scratch, which is pretty cool. And there it is. I could even make him bigger with this option, but it's very pixelated, so keep that in mind. Now you can also design some things in Adobe Illustrator, the program that you've been using for a lot of your projects. So if you wanted to design some objects in Adobe Illustrator, you can save it as a portable network graphics file, a PNG file, and bring it in here. It'll be transparent, and you can make it interact. So I'm going to import that car. I saved this file already. I'm going to import that little car that I made there. Okay. And it looks a little bit better than the one that I drew earlier. Okay. Now I don't want this car here. I'm just going to get rid of it. And this fish, I don't really need it. And that Pikachu, I'll just leave it there for now. The next thing that we're going to look at is the backdrop.